All right, this video is for Algebra 1a, polynomials, multiplying a binomial by a binomial. And really that just means a polynomial with two terms times a polynomial with two terms. And something that's really important to remember here is remember that if two terms have the same sign, it's going to be positive, right? If they have different signs, it's going to be negative. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind. So when you are multiplying, first let me explain how these problems work. So it looks like problem one is all the same problem. It is not. How this worksheet is set up is kind of confusing. This is a different problem than this, which is a different problem than this. They're all just the same type of problem, so they group them together. So I'm going to do the ones that are highlighted, and then you're going to practice. You're going to do those with me, and then you're going to practice the ones that aren't highlighted on your own. Okay, so when you are multiplying two binomials, two things that have two terms, basically you just have to make sure you are multiplying everything in the first polynomial by everything in the second one. Okay, so what that means is I have to multiply 4a times 2a and 4a times 1. Okay, so we're just going to take it one step at a time. 4a times 2a. Well, 4 times 2 is 8. And then a times a is a squared. Okay, now I have to multiply 4a times 1. 4a times 1 is just 4a. Okay, sweet. I did that. Now I have to multiply this 2 times everything in the second polynomial. Okay, so 2 times 2a. 2 times 2 is 4, and there's just the a, so it's 4a. And then 2 times 1 is just 2. Now I still have to look for like terms. Okay, so this 8a, there's nothing that matches it. There's no like terms with that 8a, or 8a squared, excuse me. There's no like terms with this 8a squared. So I'm just going to write 8a squared. The 4a's, the plus 4a and plus 4a, those do match each other. So that's going to be plus 8a. And then we've just got this plus 2 by itself with nothing to match it with. So plus 2. And this is your answer. Okay, try that for the next one. Okay, so this next highlighted one, we're going to do the exact same thing. We just have to, there's just some parts of this that we have to be careful with and make sure we don't accidentally lose track of letters. So if I have 2a times 3a, 2 times 3 is 6, and then a times a is a squared. Then I've got 2a times negative 2b. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And then a times b, you just smush those together and make it ab. Okay, now I have to do 3b times everything in the next chunk. So 3b times 3a. 3 times 3 is 9, positive 9. And then b times a, you just smush them together. And you could make it b-a, but we usually put it in alphabetical order. So we're going to call it a-b, just like the one we did before. Okay, so now I have to do 3b times negative 2b. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 because they have different signs. B times b is b squared. And I can't assume that I'm done until I've simplified or combined like terms. So I'm looking for like terms. This says 6a squared, and I'm looking for something that would match. Right here, this says 6ab, so that doesn't match. Or sorry, negative 4ab, that doesn't match. And then 9ab, that doesn't match what I was looking for. And then negative 6b squared, that doesn't match anything either. So there's nothing that matches the 6a squared. Let's see if there's anything that matches anything else. Negative 4ab and plus 9ab. Those both have the same variable parts. They both have a, b. So I can combine those. Negative 4 plus 9, it's like if I owe the bank $4 and I deposit $9, I am going to have $5, positive $5. So I can combine those. I forgot to say though that we do want to still write that 6a squared. So I'm going to write 6a squared, even though there was nothing to combine it with. Then I'm going to combine these parts. So negative 4ab plus 9ab would be plus 5ab. And then we still have negative 6b squared. All right. So this is your answer for that one. Okay. So on these next ones, it's really actually a lot simpler. It's a lot easier than the ones we just did. What they want you to notice is that the middle parts will just kind of go away, and I'll show you what that means. So if I am doing the exact same thing I did before, c times c is c squared. C times negative 5 is negative 5c. What did I do? Oh, so we did the first c times everything. Now we're doing 5 times everything in the next part. So 5 times c is plus 5c, and 5 times negative 5 is minus 25. So what it's showing you is if you have this letter being the same as this letter, and you have plus a number and minus that same number, it's going to be a lot simpler to simplify. So I have nothing to combine with c squared. There's nothing to combine there. But I can combine minus 5c and plus 5c, and that's just 0. Okay, so we have c squared minus 5c plus 5c, that just cancels out. If you subtract something and add the same thing back, it's just 0. And then we also have minus 25, so minus 25. So the shortcut here is just to multiply the letters and multiply the numbers. So here we go. It's going to be the same thing on this one. So 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times negative b is negative 9b. B times 9 is positive 9b. And b times negative b is negative b squared. When I look at what I can combine, there's nothing to combine the 81 with, so I just write 81. Negative 9b plus 9b, those cancel each other out. Negative 9 plus 9 is just 0. And then I have the negative b squared to still write. And this is the answer. All right, so try to do the same things with the last parts of those problems. All right, so this one, it says write the area of each angle as a polynomial, area of each rectangle as a polynomial. Formula is on page 192. We don't need to worry about that because when you're finding the area, you just multiply length times width, or base times height, or however you want to think about it. So all that is 2y times 5y. So when we think about that, 2 times 5 is 10, and y times y is y squared. So that's your answer there. I am just going to set up the next one, and you are going to solve it. For number 7, you are multiplying base times height, or length times width, or however you want to think about it. So we're going to do c plus 6 times c minus 6. And remember, this is where you're going to multiply c times c and c times negative 6. And then you're going to go back and do 6 times c and 6 times negative 6. And you're going to simplify your answer by combining like terms. Right, that's it for this video. Please remember to follow along with it and show your work. Don't just write down the answers that I get to, but also go through the work with me and write down the work as well as the answers for each of the problems we did together.